Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching tonight's inaugural meeting of the new council. And the first meeting this evening is dealing with the oaths of office. And so I'm first up. Clerk Treasurer Cormier? Or do we have preliminary business first?
No, I'll call Paul Exner, please.
Okay. Okay. I, Paul Arsenault, of the Village of Beldoon, swear that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of Mayor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected, and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge, to the best of my ability, the duties of the office as may imposed upon me by law. So help me God. Thank you.
Call upon Cynthia Adams Robinson.
I, Cynthia Adams Robinson of the Village of Beldoon, swear that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of councillor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected, and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge, to the best of my ability and duties of the office as may be imposed on me by law. So help me God. They're gonna blow away.
I call upon Ron Burke.
I, Ron Burke of the Village of Beldoon, swear that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of councillor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected, and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge, to the best of my ability, the duties of the office as may be imposed on me by law. So help me God.
I call upon Lillian Carmichael.
Thank you. I, Lillian Carmichael of the Village of Beldoon, swear that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of councillor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected, and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge, to the best of my ability, to the duties of the office as may be imposed on me by law. So help me God. Thank you.
I call upon Marilyn Keter McDonnell.
I, Marilyn Guitard McDonnell of the Village of Beldoon, swear that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of Councillor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of my ability the duties of the office and may be imposed on me by law, so help me God. Oops. Thank you.
I call upon Christy Rorty Carrier.
I, Christy Rorty Carrier of Village of Beldoon, solemnly affirm that I am, to the best of my knowledge and belief, qualified for the office of Councillor for the local government of Beldoon, to which office I have been elected, and that I accept the office for which I am elected, and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of my ability the duties of the office as may be imposed on me by law. Solemnly affirmed.
This completes the oath of office, and you have before you your new elected council for the Village of Beldoon.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay. So we're going to start with the introductions. Okay. I'll start. And by the way, I want to thank the administration for the nice ceremony that you guys put on for us this afternoon. I appreciate it very much. And just going to use a couple of minutes of my introduction just to begin by thanking some people and some groups. And first of all, I just want to thank and congratulate the citizens of Beldoon for another strong showing at the polls this year. The Village of Beldoon has a great tradition of coming out to vote, and they did so again this year. I think it says a lot about our community. So I want to thank the people for doing that. To the new council, congratulations on your election. I think we have the potential to be a really good council, one that works for the Village of Beldoon for the people. And also those who ran this time and came up short, I wanted to thank them and thank you for your public service and your selfless desire to make Beldoon a better place to live. Just wanted to take a few moments to talk about some of my personal priorities going forward. And we're not going to get too deep into the weeds this evening, but just I mentioned as some of the things I thought were important going forward. Number one, certainly economic development. It's one of the top priorities for every council, and that won't change for ours. And a new approach to it, hopefully, we're going to start bringing some real potential and some economic development. I think we've started it, and we hope to continue some of the good work of the past council in that respect. Also, senior services, of course, considering our demographics, we want our programs and services for our seniors to advance and to be adequate. Also for our youth, it's very difficult to sustain a community if your young people leave as soon as they graduate. So we want to change that pattern. Our local businesses and our local contractors, public safety, supporting our first responders, those are all things that are high on the list, as well as our relationship with the Regional Service Commission. So I just wanted to take a few moments to let the people know what some of the priorities were for me. Every council member will have their own priorities, and we'll try to mesh them together in the upcoming weeks and months and years to try and move our community forward. That's always the goal of a new council, and it's one that we have as well. So in closing, I just want to say that good luck to the new council. I think we really have a good group here, and we will work hard on behalf of the citizens, and we're going to try to make our village reach its full potential. I really believe that we can do that, and I look forward to trying leading the way in making that happen. So thank you, and the best of luck to you all. Okay, so the next person on the list will just follow the same routine that we had for the swearing in. So Councillor Adams Robinson, you're up.
Thank you, Paul. First, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the candidates who put their names forward to serve our community, and to the volunteers who worked so hard on various campaigns. We're fortunate to live in a village that has a passion for community and are passionate about seeing it succeed. Congratulations to my fellow elected members as we begin a new session of council. I'm looking forward to the next 4 years as we work towards our shared goal of making Beldoon better and making it stronger. I believe strongly in the power of positive collaboration and in a solutions-based approach as we move forward. I think there's much work to be done on improving how we connect with our citizens. People need to know that they are important to us as a council. They need to be part of every decision, directly or indirectly, and decisions must be made on the basis of the greater good for the greatest number of our citizens. Relationships matter. As we work respectfully with each other and the community towards a shared vision of Beldoon, my efforts will be to make life better for all members of our community, cradle to grave. We have many difficult issues facing us: decreased school numbers, limited access to medical services, road safety concerns, emergency service concerns. These are the issues that I'd like to see front and center. So again, I look forward to working with Mayor Arsenault, council, and staff as we pursue the best for Beldoon.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. Appreciate that. Next up, Councillor Burke.
Certainly, I do want to extend my thank yous to the new council, also to those who put their name forward and were not successful. We thank you for your dedication to our community and making it a better place to live. My main goals here as we proceed will deal with seniors. I believe that as an older community, our seniors are going to become a key part in keeping our community vibrant and young. So I look forward to working with the seniors and dealing with things that will come up. Certainly, I do pass on my congratulations to those who were elected. I look forward to working with all council members and Mayor Arsenault. The priority will lie with local businesses and a few other things that will come up at a later date. But at the end of the day, I am looking forward to the progress and moving forward with this council and making Beldoon all it can be.
Thank you very much, Ron. Next is Councillor Carmichael.
Good evening. I'm very thankful to be re-elected for another term. Thank you to the people of the village, and I will continue to support and thank you for putting your trust in me once again. I really appreciate it. Congratulations to all the new councillors and the mayor. I am excited to start working with all of you for the growth and improvement of our village. I'm looking also forward to getting to know all of you, and I also want to say something to our staff and our workers, fire departments, and volunteer. You are all the best and are always ready to help us. Thank you. Now you have to put up with me for another few years. Might be good and maybe bad, but anyway, it's going to be interesting. I will continue to work for the betterment of our community. I want to take my hat off to all the other candidates that put their name forward. It takes a lot of heart, courage, and motivation. Thank you to all of you. Wishing the outgoing council all the best. I will miss you. Change is never easy, but I will be moving forward in a positive way. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Lillian. Nicely said. Councillor Guitar McDonnell. McDonnell or McDonald? McDonnell. You're up.
Yes, I am Marilyn Guitar now, and this is my first. Hi, I am Marilyn Guitar McDonnell, and this is my first time on council. And I would like to thank the residents of Ward 2 in Beldoon for having the confidence in me to represent them on our new village council. And congrats to all of our new council and past members. I am truly honored to be here. I love our village, and we have an opportunity to continue growing in the right direction with our new council, and that's exactly what I want to do. Mine is going to be short and sweet, but I would also like to say hello and send love to my family in Ontario and New Zealand. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Marilyn. And Councillor Carrier, you're up.
Like the others, I first want to thank everyone who supported me in the election and allowed me to sit in this spot for the next 4 years. I have a lot of plans and ideas, and I'm hoping that I will get to work towards some of those goals. And I want to put it out there that it's not only me and other council members that have ideas, and I want to be approachable. I want to hear ideas from other people as well. What do you want to see for our community and our village? I think that for any of us that are still here, it is a struggle in being able to remain here a lot of times. And so if we're going to put in the work and the struggle for staying here, let's put our heads together and figure out what we need and work together to get there. So if any of you have ideas, have concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts and your ideas, and allow me to work with you. And hopefully we can make Beldoon a better place for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Very nice comments, very well thought out and articulated beautifully. So if I'm correct, Clerk Treasurer Cormier, that wraps up our agenda, does it not? Or do we want to move on to something else?
Yes, it does. We had heard say what the amount of time it would take to manage, so we had scheduled a 7 for the regular, but if council wishes to proceed now, they could just roll right into that and continue on with their first regular meeting.
Okay, so if everyone on council table is okay with it, we'll just keep rolling into the next meeting. Okay. So the next meeting then, 7 o'clock, let me get my papers in order here. Here we are. Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order. And the first order up for business then is to adopt the agenda. Can we go to adopting the agenda, Clerk Treasurer Cormier? Can we?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go move to adopt the agenda, and you can see the motion on the next page. It's numbered M 2021-06-07-62. And for our new council members, that's how you're going to identify motions, okay, through these numbers. And so the first one is the adoption of the agenda. Do I just ask for a mover at this point? Okay, can we get a mover for the agenda, the motion?
Please do.
Okay, I move that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Okay, can we get a seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay. Can we get the motion read, please? Councilor Carmichael. Oh, she already has. Okay, then can we get a show of hands then? All those in favor of adopting the agenda as is, say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, now we move on to the statement of conflict of interest. I don't believe anyone has one, so we'll just move on from that. Fourth up is the administration. So CAO Lee, welcome, and you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have some session dates coming up that I'll be looking for some feedback on. We do have your laptops and your a capability for you to log into the email addresses that we've put together. So after tonight, you should have access to that. So I'll be sending some more information. I'll be sending plenty of information out through email. One of the things that we are going to need to nail down pretty quickly is, as the Sitting Council is aware, we do have some orientation sessions that are being arranged virtually. That's set up by the province, but we're also arranging for in-house orientation training. So right now, the dates that we have tentatively booked for that in-house orientation session would be July the 9th, which is a Friday, and July the 10th, which is a Saturday. So I'll put that together in an email. I'll send it out to council. I will need to connect with the gentleman that we are going to have putting on this session for us. Just so council is aware, we're communicating with Jack Novak from Dalhousie University. Jack has done previous orientation sessions for the municipality previously, and it was pretty well received. He's a gentleman that knows quite a bit about municipal actions. And so that is the tentative dates that we do have. It would be for a Friday evening and a Saturday day. So again, I'll put that information together to council and check for your availability on that. Moving on to the next point, again, it's just to reiterate so that council has that for their the sessions that are the provincial orientation sessions. We do have the dates and the times recorded in the agenda so that council is aware. I know that there has been some discussion about potentially meeting collectively in chambers. So we'll get that arranged so that anyone that wants to attend the meetings here as a group will have the capability of doing that. We can do that right here in council chambers. I believe that is it at that time. If there's any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, we'll sort of summarize all of this in an email and put it out to council, so you'll be able to, read through that at your leisure and get back to us on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would suggest maybe council, since we now know that in the interim, it looks like July 9th and 10th, if those days, if there's a conflict in some regard, please let Landon know as soon as possible. We'd like to have everybody there, and I can tell you they're quite valuable, and the timing is great, because I think in the last, we waited, this is the one we did in November, I think, wasn't it, Clerk Treasurer Cormier? With Jack that time was in November 2016?
We actually did a orientation with Jack, but we also did a strategic planning session in
Right.
the November one, yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking about, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, CL Lee. Clerk Treasurer Cormier.
The items that I have on are all related to the financial signing authorities. So we do have to have somebody appointed as a council, and usually the mayor, on the signing documents at the bank. The previous was myself as clerk treasurer, CAO Lee as the alternate if I'm absent for any extended length of time, and Councillor Carmichael, who still remains, and the only difference would be the change in the mayor to have the current mayor be the signing officer at banking documents. And your motion is -63. The M 2021-06-07-63.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask as a member of record. So Councillor Carmichael, you're okay with that? Okay. So and is everyone else okay with that? Does that all sound good? Councillor Burke.
Just wondering if, maybe I'd like to make an amendment to the motion to say that I would like to put forward that Councillor Carrier be the alternate to Councillor Carmichael. There are times that somebody could be on vacation, could be away. Councillor Carrier works in the building and can be probably available at a very quick rate. So, I mean, I'd like to see maybe an alternate to that, if I can bring that forward.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just to bring you up to speed, basically the only thing this is ever used for is once it's signed up, is the signing of checks. That's basically what it's used for. And in all the past 5 years, I've never had to use Councillor Carmichael because the next motion will take care of the fact of a check signing is a reproduced stamp. So it would only be in the event that something dire would happen to the mayor that you would ever have to see for a short term, that the next council member would step in to do that. So in that sense, it's very rarely used for anything else. Like, that's
Okay.
basically what it's for.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you think?
just for that reason,
But-
yeah.
Valid point. It's nice to have.
I still believe that it is a valid point. And I still believe that I'd rather see it in place
Yeah.
than try to scramble at the time. And at the end of the day, it doesn't affect anything. It just makes another safety clause.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put the amendment forward that I recommend that Councillor Corrier be an alternate to Councillor Carmichael. And if I don't have a seconder, that's another thing. But with that said, I'm gonna ask for the amendment.
Okay, so I'm relatively new to this, so I'll just, in this case, Clerk Treasurer Cormier, do we just have the amendment read? Or do I,
You could just make the change to the motion directly and put it forward as a full motion.
okay. So we'll just add, we'll have this motion and add to it as an alternate to the alternate, Counselor Carrier. Okay. So do we have a seconder for that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Counselor Carrier seconds the motion. All those in favor of the motion say aye. Do I have two ayes? Do I have three? Two? Pardon me? Did you say, so, okay. All those against say nay? I say nay. Counselor I didn't get yours, Counselor Robinson? You were a yay? Okay, so that motion passes. So we'll have two alternates. Alternate Counselor Carmichael will be the primary alternate, and Counselor Carrier will be an additional name. Okay? So that takes care of that, Clerk Treasurer Cormier? Yep. Okay, thanks. So we move on to the next one, Clerk Treasurer?
Okay, this is the one I was referencing to, the reproduction of the signature stamp for the signing of check purposes only, that council give
If I may, I don't believe, we voted on the amendment, but we didn't vote on the motion.
I think they voted, I'm sorry, I think the
fine, go
mayor
ahead.
just included the whole thing in and it's all
It's
one
all been,
motion, yeah.
it's all been
They
included as
just
one,
added-
you're gonna amend the motion to read that way.
Yes, the
Yeah.
whole motion would read with an additional name for Christie
Yeah,
Carrier.
it'll, in
Thank you.
the final copy, it'll be there. Yeah. Okay, so then we move on to the next one again. Clerk Treasurer Cormier, go ahead.
Yes, it would be the motion in reference to reproducing the signature stamp for the purpose of signing checks only. And it's usually the mayor's stamp that we reproduce. And if in the event that the mayor again was on extended leave or something, then we would reproduce the other alternate's stamp at that time.
Okay, thank you. So that's reproduction of signature, check signing motion M 2021-06-07-64. Do we have someone prepared to drive the motion? Councilor Burke?
I, Ron Burke, move that in accordance with Section 77(2) of the New Brunswick Local Governance Act, the signatures of Mayor Paul Arsenault be reproduced for the purpose signing checks, seconded by.
Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Counselor Adams Robinson seconds the motion. I believe at this point I say, and to the question, is that the proper, to the question? Does anybody have any additional comments or no? Okay, let's move to the vote then. All those in favor of the motion say aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay, it's passed. Okay. Clerk Treasurer
Yep.
Cormier.
The other one is to give the authorization for myself, treasurer, to destroy the previous mayor's signature stamp because it was reproduced by a motion of council. It has to be disposed of in the same manner.
Okay, thank you. So that's the authority for destruction and disposal of previous signature stamp, motion M 2021-0607-65. Do we have a mover for that motion?
I move that that Treasurer Brenda Cormier be authorized to destroy and dispose of previous signature officer, Mayor Joe Noel signature stamp.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Carmichael. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Second by Councillor Carrier. On the question, all those in favor of the motion say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Thank you. And I think we're on to the final one, Clerk Treasurer Cormier.
Yes, the next item.
Well, actually, we've got a couple. We've got the next scheduled meeting, correct?
If you wish to add something before the adjournment, that you can see to talk
Oh,
about something. if you
okay.
wish.
So I think the only thing, and this is really in relation to the regular meeting of June 21st, I think I sent an email out to council saying that I thought it would be helpful if we met on the 14th. Because, and we want to get in the habit, and I know Councillor Carmichael and I have had this discussion, and I know in the last council, we preferred, if we could, to have things brought up for discussion before they were brought up for motion. So since there may be motions made on the 21st, to have a discussion on the 14th would be helpful. It would give the staff and administration a chance to get documents together, and it would give a chance for council members to figure out what their position is in terms of the motion and the issue. So would council be open to a meeting on the 14th? Everyone okay with that? Okay. So we'll have a meeting on the 14th. We understand, and CAOLE, I've had this discussion, if there's an issue with that in terms of conflict, we understand that. So we'll say same time, same place, Monday, the 14th at 7 p.m. Is that all good? Is it as simple as that, Clerk Treasurer Cormier?
Would it be a committee of whole, council? Is that what you want to have?
Yes.
A committee of whole, just
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So that's going to be discussion only, okay, meeting.
Your worship, if
Yes.
I may. Just some clarification, maybe from preparing the agenda, the time frame that we need to have our
Okay,
items placed on the agenda so that they appear on the agenda as printed.
yeah, good question.
Maybe I would ask Clerk Treasurer Cormier to enlighten council as to what the deadlines are.
Okay, normally, when meetings are coming up for council, on the Monday prior to the meeting, like say, for instance, the one that would have been on the 21st, I would have sent out a notice on the 14th, the Monday before, asking council to provide me with all their agenda items, any documentation that should be attached to that agenda. And council has until 2 o'clock on Thursday, and I usually always put that in the email as well as a reminder, so that they can get me all the documents, so that I can have your agendas prepared and ready to have submitted to you by Friday before closing. So sometimes there's the odd occasion that council can't make the 2 o'clock on Thursday, and we work with that, but we try our best to make sure that I can get everything ready for you guys on Friday and get it out. So give you the weekend to look at it.
And just one thing I would add to that, because I know when I first came on council, I found this documents try to make sure that any documentation that might be relevant to the motion, sometimes it's not possible, but if at all possible, you can get relevant documents included, that goes a long way in helping the discussion. So sometimes that's not possible, but it's very helpful. It's something I learned in the last council. So, okay. Any more discussion on that, or is everyone okay with that? Everyone good? So I guess we can move on, Clerk Treasurer Cormier, to, okay. So the election of a deputy mayor, I guess we're going to do that tonight, are we?
No,
Just the information. Now, go ahead. Anytime you need to interrupt, don't feel free.
I don't want to keep doing this, but
No,
I
go
know it's
ahead.
your first. No, I did put the information in there because the election of their deputy mayor usually takes place in June.
Yeah.
So that would be at your June 21st meeting. That would be the regular one. So I wanted to give you the part of the procedural bylaw that explains how we go about electing a deputy mayor.
Yeah.
And that would give each of you the opportunity to consider if you want to put your name forward for that meeting. So then the decision then will be made according to the process that you have attached here.
Okay, appreciate that. And like, this will be a learning curve for me. I guarantee you this time next year, I'll still be making mistakes in terms of the meeting. It's just, I'm hard-headed that way. I'm not a quick learner. But so if anything you need to interrupt to get the process correct, please feel free to do so. I don't feel offended in the least. So with that, are we adjourning? Okay. So I guess, can I get someone to forward the adjournment motion then? M 2021-06-07-66,
I
adjournment.
move that the meeting is adjourned at 6:37.
Thank you, Councillor Carmichael. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Guitar McDonnell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you very much. So I enjoyed this very much, and it's a good group. Thank you very much. I'm going to do this. I'm there. Adjourned.